And here we are. Had too much of a long delay, but now let's finally... I think I understand why the first... Let's just get this taken care of, alright? I think I'm starting to understand something, though. I hope 60% is a little more forgiving than what I had before for the first two streams of this one. But we're back in the Forever World series, and I didn't really do much here with the smeltery. I did change the gravel path to stone bricks, because it kind of fits the theming better. I might make these probably... I'm not 100% certain, but I want to get the first and foremost thing out of the way. Well, after the buckets are put away. What I did was explore over here. I went to these two sea platforms and got buckets from each one. This island might be a potential to colonize. Like, we could possibly colonize all these small islands and then have this over here. And maybe in the future we can look at this giant boat right here. Ultimately, what I want to find here is a special biome called the Origin Biome. A biome so rare that I've only found it on 2 worlds out of probably more than 300 tested worlds from Biomes O Plenty, including all the worlds I failed to completely look through. So for a little bit of time, I'm going to silence myself again for background noise reasons. I think I gave it enough time to get the background noise taken care of, so... I'm always annoyed at gravel. I also hate the fact that you can't even escape the gravel even if you wanted to. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention I found iron leggings and these boots at one of those sea platforms too, so... I guess I should have mentioned that. Every time I always get at least one. But it says we have 3, so... Okay, that makes sense. That's where those other 2 came from. Actually, we don't need to break that one, because I will take care of this another time. This does not look good. It doesn't prevent... I mean, that method I use... typically works best with gravel and sand. Got more over here, so let's take care of that too while we're at it. Just to make sure. I'm expecting one of those bots to show up so it can be banned instantly. And I know it's inevitable that it will happen. So when it does, just don't go to any of the links that the bots post. They're there to steal accounts. I just wish there was an easier way to see Twitch chat. Double check first of all. Yeah, nothing. Now that I think about it, there's not really any oil-related things here. But the primary thing about doing this first is to gather enough resources. I'm sure the villagers won't... Would you look at that? That's not actually what we're looking for, but gladly take it. Once again, it's 4. The primary goal here is to not have that. And if it so happens that an ore lines up with us, it's not a problem either. The cave looks like it's going to be interesting real soon. We're still under the same biome. I always expect this, but not this much copper. Okay, I was wrong about that. Sometimes it's okay to be wrong. Is not everything right? Come across those creepers real soon if we hit this cave. Can't gather this with the normal pickaxe. Alright, come over here, Iron. I always wonder when one of those will turn into a slime. I guess I should show that I got this achievement just before the stream started, so... I was thinking those cows were probably going to drop down to their deaths by accident. There we go. Now that's turning dark. I think there's like a 10-second delay between me playing this completely live, and at least what I've seen. Look at that! That Kirby was tragically enlightened, and I know exactly what happened. You see that weird looking bright yellow-blue thing on radar? That is a blitz, and I'm pretty certain that's what that Kirby was killed by. And that flint's completely gone, so let's gather the ores that we left behind. Yeah, I figured there wasn't going to be anything. I tried to make it a little quieter for not only this one, but maybe the voice is a little quieter too. I don't know exactly if it is going to be. But the unexpected large vein of redstone was. Okay, I think it was just a standard 8 vein. The mower help. Thing that always likes to happen. And yeah, this was silver ore that we passed over to. Even for that much ore, that was a little too much. Yeah, to do the same exact thing, except over here. And it's a good thing we have 3 more left. And another one was tragically enlightened. 2 of them pretty close to each other, too. Yeah, I didn't think there was more. Besides, where's that first one? Yeah, I think it was just 2. So we did not need to worry about that one. But hey, at least there's something else. Automod works completely fine. And so does the gravel. I always make sure to double check that there isn't anything interesting there. And I see a Kirby being slain by a creepy Kirby. That always happens. And of course, I will keep this off for a little bit. I hope one day I'll have a much better looking interface for my profile, but for now I primarily want to focus on making sure that the streams stay up. And when I eventually try out 1080p in the future, that future I'm not sure when will happen. There's too much over here. It's not even the first time I've been annoyed by gravel more than once. If it was any normal... That's not what I wanted to use. Two picks down, 2 more to go. I think those potential viewers had disappeared because I took way too long to start this. Make sure. Yeah, I think it's just the same. I have a potential for Wind Waker Randomizer though. The thing is, I'm still missing parts. There's a 64 gravel somewhere here too. I think the other thing I want to have happen in the future is build a dedicated computer for the purposes of being, well, the streaming PC, which won't have as powerful hardware, but I want that hardware to be more than capable of managing not only 720/60 for multiple platforms at once, but I also want it to also manage 1080/60 with multiple platforms. And I think to make that happen... Not that, though. I think to make that happen, I'm probably gonna have to... I think the only way I have to do this, though, is if I buy parts secondhand. Except for storage. I want this computer to not only be capable... What the? I've never seen... It's been quite a long time since I've seen the shiny ore. I rarely see this one. And for good reason, too. Is there anything in the induction smelter? Shiny is one of those ores that just... Oh, I do not want to use that pickaxe. I know that one's running low. Alright, so as I was saying about building a dedicated PC for streaming, it doesn't need the most powerful hardware, that's for sure. But I also want it to be capable, so getting a graphics card that has that capability. I think I might have barely missed a capability. Alright, so the hardware I'm thinking of is the graphics card must be capable of using encoders to make this possible. I also want to make sure that OBS Studio, the program I run, is also capable of outputting this. To not only just a slightly higher resolution than 720/60, but it's also got to be capable of outputting 1080/60. So that when that time comes, I'm more than prepared for it. That can wait. And I think I have a graphics card that might be capable of doing that. NVIDIA's RTX 3050. There's two versions, and I got the better version. Of course, I'd also require external power, but that won't be too much of a problem for that 3050. Because it has that capability, and I want to see those shiny orbs to see if it is required to combine with something else. And durian ingot. Not much of a reason to. When this can do the same thing completely fine. Let me look at this. The energy cell. That's just not a reasonable thing to do. It just improves machinery and doesn't really do much. Yeah, that's too far ahead that I'm looking at. Now then. And that might have been a little too rude for me, but it was stepping stone for a revolution. It was tempting, and I decided to take that plunge. Oh, and before I started the stream, I also put a fence around here so nothing could be trampled on. And of course, I added doors over here. That's all I did for that one. Not even putting the ores that we got in the right chest. So let's do that. Make sure the ores go in the right spot. including the one and only shiny ore that we have. Doing that too, because why not? That's 64 iron. There's so much potential. Even more so since we have a lot of gravel. 19 of those. We do not have a pickaxe adequate enough to mine obsidian, so... We got silicon. Some more gunpowder. And some lattice, which is nice. I want to visit this spot over here. But I'm not going all the way up those mountains. Great, the cow is trying to get away. Let's save the cow that does not know what to do. There's another one that's doing the same thing over there. Come on over here, cow. You're not going to escape. We'll get that one another time. Make sure that you two aren't going to escape. Of course, this is a good start, but a good start isn't anything if we can't expand upon this. And this untapped bay area will be the place that we make a dock. Not just any dock, but an entire pier. Which has like a port. Yes, the Kirby's that are everywhere. I'll definitely say it's a better first chat than just seeing, "Oh, go to this link to get more followers." In reality, that's just an account stealer. Alright, the main focus we'll have this time. How do you manage with them, Hook? A bot that posts the link the first time, I copy it to VirusTotal and see how malicious it is, and it typically is malicious. And of course, the other thing is I just got a thing from the YouTube side, which thankfully works on both ends. What I typically do is go to the filter list and add it to the blocked terms. And that usually gets most of them, because most of the bots don't usually change the link immediately. I always do that with new ones, and of course I have specific terms that are banned as well, mainly brain rot terms. Sometimes an innocent commenter might end up getting caught in the filter list, and I usually read the message before approving. That's good to know. Because we're just about to explore what's over here in this little sandy area. And I'm hoping that we can find some cacti, because I kind of want to grow some of it for buildcraft reasons. And yeah, even though this amazing beast that we managed to look at last stream is technically bigger, it's slower than the white ball. There was the punt that's over in that direction. That is the hoy. And I'm not going around I'm not climbing an entire mountain just to look for that sandy area, so we'll go by ocean travel. Yo, what's up, everyone from both sides, both the Twitch and the YouTube side? Let me double check the chat, because it's a little hard. I was invited. Well, how are you? Good to know even chat interacts with each other. The first thing I saw with this village on the first stream is just posting "nice village," the emote. In case you probably haven't seen, I also have custom emotes too. We're not going to be able to travel anywhere closer. That's just sugarcane. But is it really sugarcane, or is there something else that we have not seen here? All that for 2 patches of grass. Should have expected. I'm not seeing anything that resembles a desert anywhere. That's not promising down there. I think our best bet is to continue north to look for the cacti and the jungle wood. I explored this dungeon, didn't really get anything from it, so there's that. Yep, and everyone, nothing much. How is it on the YouTube side? Well, the good thing about this YouTube side is I can see chat from both sides, even on ChatPad, which I have ChatPad open for the Twitch side. But I don't have it opened on the YouTube side, but it doesn't really matter too much because Twitch's delay between now and the live feed is only about 10 seconds at most. The YouTube side has a bigger delay at, I think it's up to 30 seconds, and I think this dark steel might be useful for something. Is there anything that we need to... Fine. I'm only taking the map because there's something in Buildcraft I want to showcase in a future stream. Double checking that there's nothing else that needs to be taken care of. I want to check to make sure, yeah. It's good here too, because you get to experience it on the platform you have. And of course, I will showcase something else. Let me find this first. Which custom emote should I show?
Hi guys, can I join you guys? Huh?
That's the follow from the YouTube side. Frankerface, don't think Frankerface is the best choice. 7TV definitely is. Yeah, Chad, I'm definitely showing that one off. Just proof that, yeah, custom emotes completely work, except if you're on mobile, which don't really work. But they still get seen, and yeah, Chad. Now then, let's continue exploring and hopefully find a desert in this Biomes O Plenty mess. I just hope it's sooner rather than later. I'm not seeing any luck yet, but let's hope that it won't take too long. Let's just say that I won't tell the proper age, but I'll at least say that I graduated high school in 2019, so think about it as potentially that year. And I was already a teen by the time I started my YouTube channel, so
Hi
yeah,
guys, can
there's
I
that.
join you guys? Huh?
Good to know that still works. It's not the only thing I have here. Later on today, if you have any interest in seeing it, I will also have Wind Waker Randomizer. And hopefully I've set the audio to a more reasonable amount. Let's see, any gravel ore that's notable here? Not that I'm seeing. Is this landmass just one giant landmass? Kinda looks like it. I think the thing I'm seeing is it doesn't always show up. And if I can, alright. I will have Monday and Wednesday at hopefully 12 this time and not nearly 1 o'clock because I delayed myself too much because I didn't have lunch at the time. Yeah, the next day until you... Well, except for except it's in 1. Is that... it's not jungle, but I hope those are jungle leaves I'm looking at. I'm hoping those are jungle leaves I'm looking at. And no, those are not jungle leaves. Structure definitely spawned, and I'm not sure which one it was. Let me double check the chats and make sure both of them are caught up. Yeah, both of them seem to be caught up. It's a lot harder to catch up with both of them, because sometimes YouTube just randomly decides it's not going to show the stream. And I learned that the hard way with one of my December streams. But there's always time to improve. Yeah. Oh, of course, something definitely spawned. And I think another cake dungeon might have spawned. But hey, as long as the custom emotes work fine, then that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Or face drink. Hold up. Is that the cemetery that I've never seen in gravestones? Just right over here? I thought that structure looked weird, but... Oh, no, seriously, this is the cemetery. By default generation, this is one of the rarest structures in the mod pack that I put together. But here it is in all its glory. Over here is another mod I have called SGS Treasure, and if nothing else, I might... Well, I'm definitely making a waypoint for this, because we can do this later. The cemetery. I'm gonna set the waypoint right about here. Yeah, this is literally the cemetery. I'm gonna double check that I spell it correctly. Oh, and I probably shouldn't have the Twitch side thing here, because that's working fine. Okay, there's no A's, that's for sure. I wanted to double check that I was spelling it correctly, because I don't always spell things correctly. But hey, we'll take this on over here. Should probably use the stone pickaxe while we still can. Maybe try exploring the area. Hold up. Maybe try exploring the area, all of it. That's the point, to hopefully find what I was looking for. This will be saved for another time, but the main thing I want to make sure to get is is at least one cactus, if not multiple. But hey, at least we have something exciting for a future stream once we're properly geared up. I'd say with the gear we have, we wouldn't even last 10 seconds in there. So I'll save that when we have proper gear and, of course, weapons. Of course, since this is a forever world in a modded version of Minecraft, and I just noticed the hunger bar is way too low. Keep that on the right side of the bed. Let's see. Yep, this is not the biome we're looking for. Because having a biome with jungle leaves, I'd be more than happy to have a biome with jungle wood or jungle leaves, even if it isn't the proper jungle. Because I think there might be a few biomes from Biomes O Plenty. Why not play in 1.20, 1.4? Well, I haven't had that much excitement. I almost wanted to play 1.16, but my hardware at the time was not capable of running past 1.12. And now I have the hardware that's more than capable, and I just never had any interest in newer versions. So the primary reason is I don't have interest in newer versions. I almost did for 1.18, but just couldn't. Oh, this same cemetery has a giant pond. Two of them. Well, giant pond and a smaller one. Think about it, I should have brought a saddle with us so we can have a horse, but I don't think there's a possibility of that. I'm definitely grabbing that gravel ore.
Hi, guys!
Also, imagine the
Hi,
performance.
Steve.
And yep, there's that one right there, too. Imagine how bad the performance is with modded 1.7 versus, say, 1.19. At least from what I heard, Caves and Cliffs had a massive performance drop since it released. Back in 2021, I think. Like between 2021 and 2022. I'm noticing myself this is not really the performance I have, so I'm going to make sure that to do this correctly. It's like the same thing as Saber starting in Wind Waker Rando or Ocarina of Time Rando. Yep, should have brought more than that. But there's plenty of wood here, so I can at least make another crafting table. Now we can take care of this too by making another shovel. I'll have to use dark steel though. Wait, there's no shovels with dark steel. I'll just have to use stone. Because I did not plan this out properly. Luckily, this is not gold gravel ore, so we can still get this one ore right here. And of course, the shovel was put away without any of that. I don't know why, but we'll gather some of these wild carrots here. Which apparently have a chance of causing weakness, not blindness. Not sure if these could be grown, though, but there's always a chance for that. Let me double check that chat has caught up. What's up? When will I get diamonds? Well, I did get some earlier this stream, and I also got some in the previous stream when I was trying to get more resources for building more houses. What we're doing here primarily is looking for a cactus. And of course gathering some gravel ore, because it seems to be the most helpful. Now I think about it, the energy I have between playing this, just playing any Minecraft series, and then playing a randomizer like, say it's on... Please tell me those are jungle. Please tell me that's jungle. Please tell me that's jungle. I know it's not the jungle biome, but I'm hoping this is one of those jungle biome. One of these leaves. No, it's not. Hey, mushrooms. I forgot this biome can... I forgot that this biome is one of the more rare biomes. I'm more disappointed that I found redwood before jungle. Again. It's too bad these are just regular... Too bad those aren't jungle saplings. I'm setting a waypoint here. Now with that color. Now with that color. I think purple might be more reasonable. I was not done renaming that. I don't have a... Okay, I did spell that right. Is this one of the mushrooms needed for a different recipe? I don't... Well, at least the redwood forest is here, so I'm gonna go back and go west and hopefully find some kind of warmer biome, because I don't think this is a biome that's warm enough. Gathering that, because I don't always see that. The rose bush. Toss those seeds away, because we don't need seeds.
Hi, guys! Hi, Steve.
That's one of those SGS treasure dungeons that usually has one of the better chests. And we got another follower, too. The most that I've had in quite a long time, to be exact. Oh, don't need to do that. Yeah, Max fell out of the world. Yeah, these gravestones can sometimes spawn throughout the world, and as much as I don't want to, these 2 resources will be helpful for later. Donkey, too bad I don't have any Pokeballs to transport the donkey in. And there's only one. Find anything here? Nope. We'll find this. We'll find a biome that has a cactus. Even if it doesn't turn out to be the desert biome that we're looking for. I thought this was a good starting... I thought this would be a good world for a forever series, but... It's still fine. I just think I could have done better. And another gravestone here, too. Most of the time you just find rotten flesh and bones, but sometimes you might find an interesting looking gravestone like a sword. And those gravestones typically have better things. There's the cemetery. And well, check this village out on the way to finding either jungle wood or a cactus. Wrong tree. There's a smith in 3 of these little houses here, so... kind of ironic that one of those structures managed to spawn. Of course, right around here. There is a saddle right over here, so we could get a horse. More obsidian. Take that, because we might need the food. Yeah, there's a little graveyard here next to the cemetery. Over here we have nothing too useful. Leaving the wheat behind. I am taking the things that I will use to later melt down, including that obsidian head. I'll look at that off stream. Oh, of course. Now that piece of obsidian is stuck there until we get enough resources. I've never seen 2 swords spawn in this small area before, but let's clear this out. So when a little graveyard like this is found at a village, you can use a shovel to check underneath, and sometimes you might find more rotten flesh. Most of the time you'll find more rotten flesh and bones, but sometimes you'll find some interesting things, like down here, there's an iron shovel, which we'll take that. Sometimes you might find something, hey, a clock, I've never seen one of those from a gravestone book yet. There's an iron pickaxe in this one. Most of these are just nothing special. There's one with sticks. Sometimes you might find something that is far more special. The only notable thing here was the shovel. Sand, not exactly the right thing to look for. Just gotta remember that the boat should be around here somewhere, so I better not forget about that. Might be far more reasonable to go back and travel via the ocean. Have a better chance of finding a biome without having to go through the entirety of one biome to find another one. We're not keeping these flowers. Perhaps there will be more. That's just a regular ruin structure. Finding iron gravel ore is a lot better than we think. I'll double check that I didn't accidentally mute myself. No. Good there. I'm now wondering how many from the YouTube side came from the short that I uploaded just hours prior to this being live. Might be one, it might be more than one, but I only uploaded that to test out the capabilities, and there might be a potential of having Twitch clips be used for YouTube shorts instead of the regular videos. And of course, there's always gathering a bunch of gravel ore. Now let's go find the boat. There it is, there's our white hole. I'd say when we have air travel, this will be a much faster process. But we don't have that yet. Kind of feels like I'm in Wind Waker and Rando again. Except with 2 sails instead of 1. Yeah, this boat is much faster than the punts or the hoy for some reason. Then again, I suppose there's a good middle ground. And hey, the best thing we really had was 2 waypoints over there. If you saw earlier in the stream, which it's a lot easier to do on the YouTube side while we're live, it'll be possible on the Twitch side once the stream's over, but you'll see a shiny blue ore, and it's called Shiny. That's its name. These boats must be good for river travel. All those sheep are on top of that mushroom, and somehow managed to spawn on that island. The hoy wouldn't actually go through that. But the whole Chad. There's another sea platform right there. And another. I won't tackle those structures yet. Let's primarily get some good things, and maybe we can find some surprises on the way. Who says I couldn't pilot a boat backwards? And avoid a squid. Might be the first time I don't have to actually have a little be right back thing, which I think it might be a more effective thing than just having intermission. Nope. It's crazy to think that Minecraft structure generation just sometimes goofs up. And this is the thing we get. A floating house. And I think it's the spider one, too. Kind of feels like the same exact thing I did just with the first clip. And I have an excuse to have something for this one. Because that's not right. The slime islands, I expect them to float, but not the house. The spider house. And Mega Taiga, that's fine. But seriously, that house has no reason to float like that. Oh, squid? I'll need squid for later, but now's not the time for them. Now's the time to find a biome that isn't just a cold biome. Like this taiga biome is. Or the mega taiga. Or the fact we have another cake dungeon down here. Yeah, it's definitely another cake dungeon. I set the spawn rate for these ones to just be much lower than what their spawn rate normally is in the config. And I still managed to find these everywhere. There's just nothing around but a bunch of mega taiga. And I think it's a massive mega taiga biome. When I look around, I'm not seeing any biome that has sand as the primary one. And by now, we would have at least found something. How far will... Okay, that's quite far, but... But what happened to the biome that we're searching for? There's wolves too, so we could bring them back. That's more... I think that's more sugarcane, but I'll still go over there just in case. Good to know the boat does not like traversing through. Good to know that the boat does not like to do that. Definitely something over here, but that's not the primary focus today. That's just wool. But maybe there's something in the chest. I mean, that's okay. Actually, while we're still here... That's one less tile entity. Maybe this shipwreck over here might have something? There's definitely chests here, and there's... windows? I can't take everything. But imagine what shipwrecks could have been if they were... something else entirely. Also, this is one of the weirder ones, because I'm not seeing that much. I think there might be one more chest, but... Yeah, there's one right here. Alright, Windows, get out of here. Well, that's every single chest taken care of. I wonder what happened here to have this ship just sink in the weirdest spot. Got a couple heart containers, which we'll use. Put that away. Let's put away the one redstone. Put that away too. I think this is one of the more fun parts about starting a forever world in modded Minecraft. Having mods that allow you to explore structures even in the ocean. Of course, course, it also depends on the version you want to play. For me specifically, playing in 1.7.10 is more than enough. Then again, having all this stuff here, I think this cove area might end up being something else. You know, it's nice to look around once in a while and not just trying to get the fastest time to get an elytra as soon as possible and just explore like that. Sometimes it might be just nicer to sit down, relax, and explore the world around you and see what there is. Of course, I'm not saying the boats of pre 1.9 are terrible, because to be honest, the old boats kind of are. But on the same end, there were things that the old boats could do that the new ones just simply can't do. Like go up water elevators. The new boats, the boats that have been around since, I'm not sure what version of Pocket Edition that they were introduced, but I know that's one of the features that was brought over from that version. But those new boats sink the moment it touches like a waterfall. Which there was some kind of mod in the newer versions that allows you to embrace the old boats just without the negatives. And being able to just go up the water in a water elevator and just have a water ride completely. Those are the things that just can't happen anymore in modern versions. I will say the worst thing about playing these older versions is the hunger bar. I will agree with just about anybody who's played versions between the Adventure Update and pre 1.9 or pre 1.11 and just say the hunger bar just is complete. The way it was implemented, just no. It was no. I think what should have happened from the very start was how the current implementation is. If you're good enough at the game that you don't take damage, you don't have to eat as often. Basically, what I'm saying is when you're sprint jumping, it should not be an instant, just one in about 5 seconds you lose about 2 hunger bar. Swamp, this might be a potential to find another plains biome. And I think this swamp is probably the same thing too. I think it's more understandable that if you take damage, the hunger bar and the absorption bar should take an effect. And prioritize regeneration up until it's about 2 full bars down. Kind of more than happy we didn't choose this spot to build, because it's honestly not that great of an area. Alright, as I was saying, the hunger bar could have been implemented better back when it was first introduced in the Adventure Update in 2011. That's that same biome that teased. It's a big tease before. There's lots of cows here and another lava pit, so multiple lava pits. So in a sort of way, just not sprinting at all can... Yeah, that is gravel gold ore right there. I guess there was no risk for that one. Alright, as I was saying about the hunger bar, if it was implemented correctly, and the developers had more time to polish out the end fight, I think the adventure update would have been better. Then again, that polish was used with 1.9, and we all know what happened here. Oh, and speaking of 1.9, the enchant mending, I don't think it's a terrible enchant. I think it's too common in the current versions. What I believe should have happened with that enchantment specifically is you can't... Basically, what I'm trying to say here is let's have it so you can't obtain it from villager trading at all. And then you can't get that enchantment as easily as you could. There are a few ways to get mending, which in structures that are harder to conquer, like, say the trial chambers, you could get mending far more common. As I was saying, you could say if mending was completely, like, keep the enchantment the same, but have a different method of obtaining mending. Say it was never meant to be obtained via the enchanting table, or even villager trading. Say it's those two that make it impossible to get Say it's impossible to get mending from both of those methods, but it can still be obtained with other methods. This guy just looks different. Black layer, this is not the biome we should be stuck at. What I'm trying to say here is, what if mending was made far more rare than it, and the only ways you could get mending would be from specific structures like strongholds, the trial chambers, the bastion, not the fortress, and then you could also get it in the end cities too. Like, what if those were the only 4 methods of obtaining mending? Which, of course, that'll probably spark controversy, because I suggested mending should be made less common and harder to obtain. But at the same time, its properties are still the same. So it's not nerfed, it's just harder to obtain. You can't get it via fishing, you can't get it with villager trading, not even in mine shafts. But in structures that are pretty late game, and don't get me started about the durability of tools. More specifically, the durabilities we have of the current tool set. Now, of course, I don't think the golden tools are going to change much in terms of durability, but I don't think I'm the only one that should say this ever since it was introduced to the game back in, I think, Endev. But the durability mechanics kind of... I'm gonna say they're kind of bad. And what I think should have happened with durability would be that each tool should have a durability increase, except for maybe wooden tools, where the durability of wooden and golden tools might be the same. I was kind of thinking, why not have the wooden tools have the current durability of stone tools? And then stone tools have at least 4 times as much durability. Why not have each tier of tool have 4 times as much durability so it breaks less often? And armor durability is just a complete joke. Why not also why not also have the armor durability increase as well? But not just the durability. Why not have the armor have specific things? You know that mod Better Than Adventure? I'm thinking something like that, where certain armor attributes are better for specific mobs. Like, say that iron armor is better with projectile protection, and while diamond and netherite have the highest well, netherite should have at least 8 to 10 times more durability than diamond tools. What it also makes netherite stand out different than diamond is it doesn't have any protection buffs, except for fire protection. Like, the fire protection from netherite is buffed compared to diamond. And while we're at it, why not have a tier of armor and tools and armor that isn't as good as iron, but it's better than gold and chain? And why not have chain obtainable? Say chain is better with... Honestly, I'm not sure what chain would be better with, but its durability is let's say chain is pretty good for its durability, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's similar to netherite in terms of durability, because it's a lot more compact, or actually it's more similar to diamonds in terms of durability, but its protection isn't as good as iron. Say that's the case with chain. Leather, I think, should be a little easier to obtain and be like a good starting armor, and yeah, that's just a dead end. Why not have armor attributes by wearing the full set of each one? Gold armor should probably have a haste attribute, where you mine faster with gold, but and also the durability is not a complete joke. It's not as a complete joke as the tools are, but I think golden armor should also have a higher durability. It's similar to the current durability. Let's say it had the current durability of iron, and that armor durability was like 1,024. But at the same time, have the durability of leather be like thinking like a 96 durability for leather. Chain has an insane amount of durability, but its protection isn't as good as iron. Gold has the buff of having haste wearing the full set, and also blast protection. That'll be the buff for that one. I think what should also be added is probably a set of copper tools and armor, where the tools are a little faster than stone, about as fast as iron, but not as good as iron. And still can't obtain gold and diamonds. That's still reserved for iron. Like a tier between should be the most ideal scenario, and there's a lot of missed potential. The mace looks a lot impressive. I haven't played new versions yet to tell that. But of course, say these ender swords that have this durability of 1500. I'm gonna go to calculator and calculate the. Say if we had wooden tools start out as a durability of 128, stone tools would have a durability, the current durability of have a durability probably not at 512, but close to it. Times that again, and iron could have the durability of this. Actually, never scratch that. Stone tools should have that durability, but iron should probably be about the durability of diamond tools. Well, diamond tools have a durability of about 6,000. Say that diamond tools have a durability of 6,000. Netherite would times this up at 8 and be about durability of 50,000. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I think netherite tools and armor should at least have more than twice the durability of diamond tools and armor, while having an attribute that makes sense to obtain it, and also having an attribute for diamonds too. Like, what if wearing a full set of diamond armor gave knockback resistance? And it was also... It could also allow you to see underwater better. Like, what if those are the two attributes of wearing a full set of diamond armor? Like, each armor set should have some kind of attribute that makes it worth trying out each one. Of course, netherite would probably have resistance. But that's probably to be expected with that, to be that one. If the idea of an update where the armor system and the tool system was completely overhauled, where the durability of about just every piece of tool and armor increased. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. All I'm seeing here is a bunch of empty ocean. Maybe have some kind of cool looking... Maybe there could also be a minecart that you could combine multiple, like maybe combine multiple minecarts into and have a minecart that can have two people right at once, or maybe it'll function the same as the boats, where you can transport entities, and then also you have maybe it'll work as the... I'm trying to say something and I just cannot get it out of my mouth. Look at how much ocean that I've seen here. Nice village is over there, so at least we know where that is. Right, so maybe a minecart that allows similar functionality to the boats might work. Now that's just... imagination's going a little too far. I don't think any of that is going to work. But you never know. And here we are still looking for either a cactus or jungle leaves. And cocoa beans, to be exact, too. I don't think this biome is going to be anything special. I'm not seeing a cactus anywhere. I'm seeing a bunch of trees and that little... You know what? We'll take this one. Just because we can. I don't want to get stuck in the boat. An obelisk. This is going to be a big biome like the other one too, and I think we might have found another forest. Also, this can't be... Oh, it can be crafted. I don't know if that specific one can be. I know this structure. That's for sure. I don't know why I got too nervous with this one. Let's put these pumpkins away. This paper can be put away. Put those ender pearls away. We still need some room in this inventory. There's no donkey in this one. These words of encouragement. I will not give up. Oh, what a big tease. It has the same color as the jungle biome. Probably put the bucket away. I thought this was the jungle edge biome. It's not. Oh, and this is more specifically about the situation of Minecraft Bedrock. But this is also my own opinion for that platform too. I think what might be best for the platform to not just fall apart completely is if the version for phones and tablets, along with the Switch version, because let's be real here, that version doesn't run well either. Say those versions are separate from the main Bedrock platforms. What I'm trying to say here is I think the Bedrock platforms should be split into two groups. The mobile platforms, which are primarily the lower-end devices, and that would also include iOS and Android devices too. Say those are part of a group of platforms that are tailor-made and more optimized for mobile. And then there's another group, which are, say, the home consoles and, of course, Windows 10 and 11. Actually, that's MLCs. I might want to save this one for later. What I'm trying to say here is, what if the Bedrock platforms were split to optimize performance for higher end? Of course. Fatal error has occurred. The connection's terminated. What the what? Alright, you get out of here. I would have expected it to crash, but surprisingly it didn't. That's what happens with an internal server. Alright, as I was saying about the Bedrock platforms, the performance on any of them, even on higher end devices, is just miserable. Oh, and this is another specific thing I have an issue with, is that Bedrock Edition still supports a lot of 32-bit code, which most of the platforms are at least 64-bit. And I think what should be best for that one is to split the code base too, so as far as I know, I don't think there's any higher end devices that have 32-bit code. I think the higher end devices would exclusively be 64-bit. So I'm not sure how this will affect PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But the lower end devices that are also split into 32 and 64-bit. Of course, iOS would be 64-bit. Mobile. I think most Android phones should also fit the criteria for 64-bit mobile, especially the decently priced ones, too. And we're also approaching World Spawn. But I think the lower-end devices and the Switch might be reserved to 32-bit. But I don't think that's the biggest complaint I have about Bedrock Edition. No, the biggest complaint I have about that version specifically is the fact that Render Dragon just killed a lot of the performance. The engine that's used for ray tracing. Render Dragon itself is probably the worst thing about Bedrock Edition. And honestly, I think it just needs to be overhauled entirely. And be more optimized. If 32-bit and the 64-bit code bases were split, where 32-bit is more of a light version of Bedrock, and the 64-bit version is, well, full-on Bedrock for the platforms I've already mentioned before. I'm not sure how this would work, though. The code bases for both platforms, for both groups, possibly 3 groups of Bedrock platforms. Eventually, there is a point that 32-bit Bedrock just needs to be cut out entirely. Kind of like how with Java Edition, a lot of the rendering stuff uses 64-bit code. Uses a 64-bit code base. I think Bedrock needs that same treatment as well, if the platform's gonna survive someday. Now then, where is a desert? Searched around quite far in each direction. It's not the newer versions where I can just locate a specific biome. Unless... Nope. find random rare biomes without looking for them, and then when I try to find a specific biome, I just cannot find one for some reason. That's always how it goes with Biomes O Plenty. Alright, the other thing I have issues with Bedrock that make it so I can't go back to those platforms at the moment and try out a series there is the fact that just you can randomly die. Of course, we already know happens. But to slow down the world gen just because it can't keep up with the elytra, it's probably a sign that something about the generation on those platforms needs to change completely. And please tell me if there's a village here, because there is. Luckily, we still have the bed. And I'm still not seeing anything that resembles a desert. Or jungle wood. You know, that ginormous tree up there kind of reminds me of... That's not jungle. Kind of reminds me of the concept trees that were shown off in early Endev. Is there another sky village that's trying to spawn? Because that's what it seems to be. Might have better chances over there instead. Now then, the things that probably should be added to future Minecraft updates. Is there anything special about this? This is spawning. Blistering melon. Another sword with armor that we don't need because we have that armor specific. And fermented. Can make a spiced cake with that. Golden shovel, that's nothing special. Those definitely are. I'm gonna pay with this with my own gravestone someday. Another heart container. I've taken those. I think that's too close to that, and I think things might spawn if I'm too close to that. Now we wait for this to show up. I'll take my chances and go southeast. And hope for the best of finding a cactus over here, because I don't think that jungle wood is gonna be obtained anytime soon. No, I was trying to find Yeah, horse suffocated in a wall, 3 of them. Let's just hope for the best then. Flowered fields. I'm not looking for that biome, but I'm definitely putting a waypoint on that when we go get back over here. Those are definitely unlucky blocks, that's for sure. I think that's this entire biome here. That looks like a desert to me, but we have to go around an entire mountain first. But let's see if we can find another way to get around without having to go around this mountain. Oh, that's desert as well. This might be connected desert. And it'll definitely be quicker just going around here rather than using the boat. Oh, and I guess we can tame a horse before we go over there. I want to see if there's a good one to tame, though. And we'll make sure to tame a horse before we do this. Got 4 saddles, and those are mostly from seed platforms in that one blacksmith village. Horses over here that might be promising. Besides, I'll be more than happy to tame a stallion. That also means I can throw away the seeds, though. This must have been one of the ones that suffocated. A donkey did too. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I took an interest in having mob death messages, I probably never would have put it on. Oh, you're definitely getting tamed. You seem like a fast one. No, you don't. This is my own personal complaint, but I honestly think this one has pretty good jump power, too. This one's not as fast. But we're keeping that horse right over there. Let's see how good this one is. If I ever know this one's worse than the other one, I probably wouldn't have tamed this one. This one does not get the saddle of approval. This one, however, does. This one's decently fast, and it's also pretty good at jumping, unlike the brown horse. Now let's just hope we don't screw up getting to the desert then. Or trying to get across a river. Yeah, this is gonna be a stubborn horse, isn't it? Come on. I didn't want to use the lead, but we don't even have the lead. I tamed you for this reason, so I can have you over here. Yeah, as soon as we're out of this mountain range, we'll be in the clear. And as expected, we have arrived at the desert. The entire reason the stream even exists. Nah, I don't want to do anything bad to the horse, so we'll try to avoid as much of the cacti as possible. Yeah, it's just one big desert connected together. Is it locked? Yep, it's locked. So why not explore around here for a while? Well, that is a cool looking grave. Lava pit, don't need. There's horses in that biome too, so I'm gonna leave you here for now, and I'll gather all the cacti we need. Just don't do anything stupid, alright? That's spiders, so... If we ever need spiders, I might have to transport this with a gravity gun and a bike, once we get a bike. For now, let's go over here and see if there's anything worth taking. I will not keep the one leather, unfortunately. I will not keep the seeds either. Bronze pickaxe hit. Iron pickaxe hit. Much as I want to keep that one copper, it's not gonna happen. Bronze chisel here. Iron binding. Anything that needs to go in here? That's paper. That's flint. Nope. Villagers are just acting weird as usual. Yeah, no, that's just too expensive. Obsidian binding, that's really good to get. I will put away that sandstone, though. Obsidian sword blade. I'll have to prioritize the obsidian sword blade. Okay, good. That was not the horse that I tamed. And the Vixie in October, we found what we were looking for. Not just the desert, but also some cacti. If only the jungle biome was as easy to find. I'm sorry, Emerald Seeds, you're gonna have to go. I can always get more of those another time. Yeah, and one piece of cobblestone can go too. And there is a smith here, isn't there? Nope. Think of it as a reward to free you. If it was anybody else, that probably wouldn't have happened. Not seeing any other special biomes, though. Is that the same green I saw in a different biome? That green might be a potential. Just a moment, I will keep myself silenced for a little bit longer. I wasn't almost going to forget putting a waypoint here. But that's one biome down. The other one still requires us to find jungle wood. But I'm just more than happy that we finally found the desert we were looking for. There's oil here too. But both the backpack and the inventory are too full. Oh, yep. I can't even take the horse with us back. But that won't be a problem, because we can always get the horse later. Even if it also means coming back here. Just to get the horse and the donkeys. Definitely coming back here to get... Ooh, not going for that ravine. Good to know this one's jumping capabilities and speed made it possible to go across that ravine. Another one? Should put this away so I don't accidentally place torches. And that is another one too. Yeah, these random gravestones that just appear. I'm very sorry about this horse. But we can obtain this iron gravel ore. Yeah, I was right to not go over here. There's no jungle wood anywhere. And I'm not about to get this horse stuck in the mud. Never mind. Let's just go back to where we came from. That was a wake-up call. I did technically say when we were back here we could explore the other biome that was over here. And it looks like we get to explore flower fields. The bed there, the others. Oh, some of these are going to be made, well, casts will be made for them. And let's finally go over here. And see why the lag fest keeps happening. There's chickens here, but it's not what we're looking at. This fluffer fields biome. Despite the innocence, has a lot of lava. It's just full of flowers. Could make me more intrigued on this biome's existence. But then again, it's still no jungle. It's what I typically expect with a biome like this. pretty decent size, but it's not too massive. I wonder why these trees over here are just massive. But they still look like the statue. Rusty starved to death. I don't think wolves could starve to death, though. Seriously, what kind of wood is that? That is definitely not oak, but looks too strange. This is a Sacred Springs? This probably has a 3x3 area to plant. Alright, so earlier this stream I mentioned about the good things about starting a forever world in modded Minecraft. There are things to note about, and this depends on the version you play. So if you play newer than 1.12 for modded, then it might not be as big of a problem. But this one is more specifically tailored at biome and item IDs. Sometimes the IDs might conflict with each other, and you have to change some settings in the config to make sure that two mods, say for example Biomes O Plenty and Twilight Forest, work properly. Out of here, seeds. Now, of course, that was something I already figured out. And the advice I'd give for such conflict is to probably make sure that the biome IDs that you want to change are the ones that don't have any other corresponding biome IDs. Otherwise it's... oh. Forgot that lava was flowing. Otherwise you might get some biomes that are meant to be shown in a specific dimension show up in the overworld if the biome mod that you want to use affects the overworld. But you have another one. Oh, nope. I am out of here. That is cursed. And there's no way I am touching that. Not sure what that's supposed to be, but... Alright, as I was saying about the biome ID conflicts, sometimes the game can crash. Before we head back to the boat, which is not over here, let's head over here. It's that tease of a biome again. I always think it's one thing, but it's not. I thought that slime was on surface. I guess not. At this point, I'm gonna ignore the gravel ore until we find something that resembles jungle wood and jungle leaves. I think all of us should probably... I suppose for a biome like this one, it's called the marsh, so it gives a bit of a challenge. But it does not give a good reward. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen the magic wood either, so that must be one of the rare biomes in the Biomes O Plenty mod. Going up a mountain is not nearly as much of an issue with a horse. Little obsidian thing, that's not what we're looking for. I mean, I explore enough, I'm probably gonna get that same error code that occurred. If I was looking for dark oak, that would be great, but that's not what we're looking for, and that horse just died, and another one probably died next to it. Yep. Out of anything that we could have came across, it's the one biome that I did not want to come across. Well, let's head back to the boat, and then say a temporary farewell to the horse that has led us around much easier. Because after this stream is over, I will go back with a Pokeball, get this horse taken. Take this horse with us. Maybe get some more. And we'll have more adventures with this horse. Not now, Cave Sounds. Still, the fact that this biome's a big tease. And there's not a single piece of jungle wood anywhere. Don't know what that wood is, but it's definitely not jungle. If we ever find jungle again, that would be nice. That's iron again. I know it would be nice to gather that iron, but currently the priority is looking for jungle wood. Well, actually, the big priority is just trying to get back home. With a horse. There's the boat. I don't think I can transport the horse in the boat, though. It's weird we didn't see this earlier. Then again, nothing special really happens with those. Now then, how is this going to work? We don't have a way to transport this horse. And we don't have slime balls either. Well, time to say our temporary farewell to this horse. I'll make sure to Where are you going? Why do you insist on going back over here? I will not allow you to go back over here. Why are you so stubborn? If you like it so much, I will place you in this hole. Nothing else can be done about that. We'll just have to hopefully remember to find the horse in that hole specifically. Before... Now then, let's finally set sail for home. We got one of the things that we came out all the way for. But we weren't able to find the jungle wood. And this inventory is way too full to do anything about it. So in a fair way, we did technically do something, but we're just on our way back. If only it was easy to get jungle wood. Back before 1.7 was released, I think a lot of us were complaining that jungles were just too common, and we'd find them everywhere. Even in Legacy Console Edition, that was also the case. But 1.7 honestly hasn't been one of the best updates. But I don't think that's the worst thing about 1.7, is that jungles were made a lot more rare, perhaps a little too rare. No, I think the worst thing about 1.7 is the fact that the cheese caves that were nice to find just completely vanished. And caves in general were just less dense. Now to go back to the islands. Look at all these islands that we could colonize. Of course, that would require a lot of transportation. Now then, let's take our goodies with us and head back. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if that giant boat could actually be shown. That'll be after we empty the inventory. Besides, if there's something that I want to spend the last few minutes of this stream on, it's probably that giant boat that's around. And hopefully it can be seen by now. Not on map. Yeah, that's not a giant boat. That's just another sea platform. Well, one thing's for certain. We can at least empty out the inventory before we go back over there. And maybe there's a chance that we could find some jungle wood. Or maybe we could use the Hoy for that. I keep forgetting that we have chests here. Now I think about it, the chest boats might have... I think they're just normal boats with a chest. That's probably what those chest boats are. But there was the potential to add chest boats back when the boats were redesigned. Just weird it took so long. And back to Nice Village, because it honestly is a nice village that only has 2 houses. And a third one because I built one. Well, one's more of a house, the other probably shouldn't even count as one. Got a taiga over there. Pretty decent structure. Potential. Got a long ways to go before we can make this place what it is. But we can always grow it. That's the first thing to put away. Alright, let me spend about a good few minutes to put away what isn't needed right now. All that tin gravel that we got. Keeping the bread for a specific reason. Saddles will put away. Got some obsidian. Got some paper here. Actually, we'll put both the quartz and the string in here, as well as the clay. And the heart pieces, because why not? Would you look at that? There's a bunch of iron stuff. Putting these here as well as that. Cactus. Keeping at least one crafting table just in case I make the same mistake of forgetting again. And now we will head back out to explore that giant boat. And I know the coolest looking boats we could take would be the Hoy, but I still think it's slower than just taking the Whitehall. And now another sailing voyage begins. Now I think about it, probably close to half of the stream might have been spent just sailing. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just still think it's weird that that's how much of the stream was spent. But of course, future streams probably won't feature as much of this, because off-stream I will definitely look for that jungle biome. Either jungle biome or jungle wood if we can't find any this time. However, we're going straight for this boat. And of course that sea platform too. Still no. Yeah, no, it's definitely not jungle. Yeah, imagine the size of a giant boat like this. I think it's in Dungeon Pack, and I think you have to turn it on. Because I don't think it's on by default. And it spawned not half submerged. Now, if only it was saleable. As we still haven't seen the sea platform yet, let's basically take care of it. Harpies, miniature hearts. I'll take the entire thing. I'll take the entire stock then. Definitely melt that down. Dark steel's quite helpful to have. Definitely melt that down. Not sure if that would have helped in any way. Other than that, well, let's sleep here. One of these days we'll take off to the skies and look at these sky villages up here. And so far there has been 2. That's it. Oh, there's definitely another desert in that direction. Normally there's a lot more sky villages, but only 2 on that map. Also, this is lagging behind. Alright. Now to wait. Now I'm wondering how far behind the YouTube stream is, and I want to see the stream health currently. Stream is healthy. Yeah, looks like everything is good. Now then, let this be the last 10 minutes we have of the stream. And if anybody new happens to join then it'll be unfortunate, but maybe this will be the place we find jungle. Doubt it, but it's always a chance. And exploring this giant vessel. A giant vessel that's proud of itself. There's horses here too, but I don't think they're going to be as good. And this is the complete purpose of hopefully finding something. Besides those water elevators that go all the way to Bedrock for some reason. Well, that's unfortunate. That's pine wood up there, not jungle. There's plenty of clay here, so if I go back off stream, I could gather all this clay up. However, let's just enjoy the last few minutes sailing around, and I can definitely say that I know there's still no music, but I'm not quite ready to introduce the soundtrack I have yet. Not to mention that I'd also have to prepare for the next stream in a few hours. I have the time set more reasonably at about 6:30 rather than 6. I think that's what I'll have the schedules for the evening streams. But maybe there's a glimmer of hope to get Junglewood. I'd say we'll continue until the last sunset of this world that we'll look at together. Basically, once that sun goes down again, that'll be the end of this stream. So for now, let's just keep exploring. And at this point, maybe discover something that doesn't exist. What a big tease, that is definitely not jungle. That's the biome I was looking at. On the map. In fact, there's absolutely no sign of a jungle anywhere, or Junglewood. Well then, let's just head back and then end it off then. Christ, the oceans look as great as they do here. Of course it's the shallow ocean. There's also the deep ocean. Good news is there's no cake dungeon anywhere. I wonder what the statistics say. Oh, it doesn't even count this boat. So it only counts the regular boats, but it doesn't count this as a boat for some reason. Well, it definitely won't count that. It will definitely not count the giant vessel as a boat to travel in. I think just being able to explore around with a boat and not a bike, I don't know why, but I kind of feel happy about this. Seeing all the potential biomes that can be explored later on. But the day that'll come inevitably will be here next week. Can't guarantee we'll be back on Monday, but hopefully we can. There's also next Wednesday, and I'm not sure what I'll be doing then. But if any of you are interested in the Wind Waker randomizer that I'm still doing right now, or any future streams that aren't just about Wind Waker randomizer, but maybe I can try out Twilight Princess randomizer in the future. I've got that as an evening stream. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then I won't complain. If not, then that's also fine too, but sailing around. Let's just hoping they're just random air pockets, not a bunch of squid. I think that's what that is. It's just a bunch of random air pockets. Yeah, the Hoy definitely cannot. Alright then, let's just call it here. So this is the YouTube side thing first. So if you enjoyed, let me get into position first. Alright, so if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new video streams or even shorts that I have. Which, yeah, I finally started uploading shorts, but mainly just clips of streams at the moment. I'm not sure what else I want to put there, but alright, so as for the YouTube side, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next stream in about a few hours, if not next week. And of course, I'll also wait until the stream on YouTube's end catches up. So, For me, I'll be silent and just hear this